This is my audience. According to the U.S. News and World Report, more than 75% of teens have had sex by the time they are 19. It is obvious that the majority of college students interact in imminent sexual activities, but are they doing it safely? When alcohol, drugs, and raging hormones are thrown into the unknown monogamous relationships, you oftentimes have unsafe sex, which negatively impacts you and your partner and your life. Don't be a statistic. STDs in children without parents are on the rise. By engaging in safe sex, you can eliminate those problems from occurring in your life. There are many sexually transmitted diseases. Some, even deadly, can be contracted if you engage in unprotected sex. Safe sex means being smart, staying healthy, and respecting yourself as well as your partner. College is usually considered the best time of our lives, but if you're not careful in intimate relationships, it can end up scarring your future and potentially ending your college careers. Practicing safe sex is critical at this stage in our lives and can be easily accomplished if we are well informed. Then we can make the right decision when it comes to our intimate encounters. There are a few things that you should know before regarding this controversial issue. Today I will explain 3 aspects of that. Negative outcomes of unsafe sex, why we should adapt safe sex practices into your lifestyle, and how to practice safe sex. First, we must realize how to engage in unsafe sex can negatively impact our lives. Negative outcomes of unsafe sex. There is nothing scarier than waking up and remembering you had unprotected sex the night before. And more than likely, you haven't experienced this yet, but you will. Bedroom blunders like broken condoms are not even using contraceptives at all can result in life-threatening and life-altering consequences. Unwanted pregnancies, I'm sure we can all agree that having children right now is not something that can even remotely cross our minds. Engaging in unsafe sex will greatly increase your risk for conceiving. According to the Center for Disease Control, more than 2/3, 69.4% of teenagers under the age of 20 report their pregnancies were unintended, while 49.2% of women ages 20 to 24 were unintended. But we can reduce the fear of becoming pregnant by simply using contraceptives. STD infections. While we commonly associate STDs with undeveloped countries, STDs are major public health concern even in the U.S. Even though we are a developed country and grateful for our advantage, technology, the Center for Disease Control estimates that approximately 19 million new infections occur each year, and almost half of them arise in young people 15 to 24. To most, the thought of contracting an STD is unsettling. Engaging in unsafe sex puts you at risk for sexually transmitted diseases such as spills, which looks like this, gonorrhea, hepatitis, herpes, chlamydia, and many others. According to the National Institution of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, STDs rank among one of the most common infectious diseases in the United States, affecting more than 13 million men and women each year. A few STD facts that you should know. Nearly 2/3 of STDs occur in people ages 25 and younger. The rate of STD is rising, mostly because people are becoming sexually active at a younger age. Anyone can contract an STD. STDs oftentimes do not have symptoms. They can form and spread without any signs, which make them easy to pass along without realizing it. Low self-esteem, besides the physical effect of unsafe sex can bring into your lifestyle, there are emotional factors as well. Worrying about your unprotected night before will only lower your self-esteem and can make you a worrywart. You'll be cursing yourself for weeks, maybe even months, not being more careful about that night. By acknowledging the risk one takes when engaged in unprotected sex, we can better understand why we need to practice safe sex every time. Why should we adapt safe sex practices into your lifestyle? If we all practice safe sex all the time, not only will it make us better as individuals, but it can better our society. Healthy relationships. By correctly using male and female condoms, you can dramatically decrease your risk of contracting a sexually transmitted disease. By choosing to use protection, you're taking charge of your health and your partner's as well. It is vital to build on honesty and trust in a sexual relationship in order to be confident in the relationship is healthy both physically and emotionally. Happy you by staying in control. Being smart and responsible by using protection, you will feel more confident in your decision and can remain practically worry-free. Reduce rates of STDs by using contraceptives such as condoms. We can reduce the growing epidemic of STDs instead of contributing to it. By doing so, we will positively impact our society STD rate. Now that you realize we need to practice safe sex, you need to know exactly how to practice safe sex. How to practice safe sex. If you choose to be sexually active, live by the motto, safe sex is good sex. But how can you effectively engage in safe sex with no worries? Here are a few pointers and cheap, easy contraceptives. Male condoms can be your best friend. If used correctly, they are proven to shield most STDs and even pregnancies. But be aware of your allergies. If you're allergic to latex, there are other options for you like lambskin, which are not all effective. Stock up. The only problem with condom is 80% of the time many don't have one when the time arises. Keeping them out of heat and away from sharp objects is a must for them to be effective. Check the expiration date and always throw them away if they're expired and buy new ones. Knowing other proper techniques regarding some opening packages, proper application, and removal of essentials to them fully effective. Here's a box of condoms. Oral contraceptive, other popular types of birth control, is commonly known as the pill. According to Cosmopolitan, there are over 35 different kinds of oral contraception on the market, and not all are created equal. Choosing the right pill can be tricky, but remember, they are proven to be 99.9% effective as a condom still should be used. Know your partner. Unless you and your partner are in an monogamous relationship, you should always ask your partner about his or her sexual history and if you've been tested for STDs. If you or your significant other have been tested positive for STD, it is vital that you communicate and take the right precaution. It is obvious that the risk of having unprotected sex are serious, but this can be easily prevented by choosing protected sex all the time. My parents had a kid before they were married, and my mom was in college, and she chose to keep him and finish college. My brother also got his girlfriend pregnant in high school, and they also chose to keep the baby and finish on. Practicing safe sex is critical at this stage in our lives and can be easily accomplished if we are well informed. Then we can make the right decision when it comes to our intimate encounters. Although we may get caught up in the situation and get heated, if you take 2 minutes to engage in safe sex, you can prevent future headaches and your biggest fear of coming true. By being aware of your negative effects of unsafe sex, why should we all adapt to safe sex practices and exactly how to practice safe sex, unwanted pregnancies and STDs can be prevented if we were smart and responsible individuals about it and use protection every time.